Who would you say this? A little bit like Mike, but
Doesn't look like Mike at all.
Gerard Butler?
Who's the dude from NSYNC with the beard? Joey.
Joining us today is Mike Arcee, bobblehead Mike Arcee, or Joey from NSYNC. We're not sure.
Everyone knew NSYNC though.
I'll
no
rock
shame,
a little
no shame.
NSYNC. A little bye. Studio owners, stick around. In this video, we're going to share tips on how to sell your most expensive membership package. My name is Patrick, Director of Revenue at Loudrummer, and joining me today is Jonan Farace, Membership Sales Consultant.
Yes, sir.
Not to be confused with Fosace.
No, or Versace.
Versace.
I don't know what Fosace is, but we'll roll with it.
You've never seen
What's
Next Friday?
I've seen it.
The
but
dads
I
in
don't
Next
remember
Friday are like jumping over a wall. Someone says something about Versace. He's like, you can't even spell Fosace. He's like, yeah, I can. F-O. Sachi. So today we're going to talk about how these studio owners that we work with, anyone else works with, how they can sell their most expensive membership package. And we had a good conversation before we did this, is the fact of, well, shouldn't we sell them whatever's best for them? And
Yeah.
I think generally speaking, yes, but a majority of these people, right, your best performing program, the one that gets the best amount of results, is most likely your most expensive.
Yeah.
Right? And the one that a majority of the people that come through your door need, right? There's always going to be those outliers, those people that come in, maybe they travel, right? And they only can get into the studio 4 times a month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we sell them the right package. But generally speaking, let's get them into the best performing package, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's at the end of the day, we want to make sure our sales process, we do a thorough needs analysis to understand, what they're struggling with and ultimately match them up with the program that we have that's going to help them.
Yeah.
So it aligns, generally speaking, in most studios. Your most expensive program is going to be what truly your average member needs in order to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
When I say successful, I'm talking about the grandiose 12-month goal that they come in and tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lose 50 pounds, make a transformation. We know not everyone comes in wanting to lose 50 pounds, but like generally speaking, it's a big goal, and it's how many studios, what percentage of their members are actually hitting their 12-month goal on time?
Yeah.
That's debatable, right? Well, maybe if they had more of their members getting enrolled in their most expensive program, right, that most fit their needs at the time, maybe they'd have more members, that were ultimately successful, right?
Yeah.
And think about what that would do for their business too. So I'm a big believer, probably more so than the average guy in the industry, that your most expensive program should be aligned with what your average member who's coming in needs most, because that creates a win-win in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people stop at like unlimited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my most expensive package is my unlimited package. And that's great, right? But
Yep.
how can we build on top of that? Like how can we add additional value to maybe increase that membership price, that unlimited membership price, because it comes with additional benefits, right? Additional features.
I think about a transformation program, right? So something that includes, in addition to at least 3 workouts per week with a coach or trainer, depending on the modality, some sort of nutrition guidance, right? So it could be a meal plan, it could be a nutrition guide, it could be macros assigned. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. I think at the end of the day, you want to keep it simple. And then also some sort of like accountability generally works well, the three pillars. Those are typically really strong, in terms of adding more value to an existing membership. And, so if you're thinking about this in terms of how you can structure your options to where, you're selling your most valued membership, or your most expensive membership option, maybe you have a transformation program, maybe you have a workout option, right? So you're coming in, maybe it's 3 times a week, or maybe it's unlimited, again, depending on the studio. And then maybe from there you have, a more basic option. I'm honestly not a fan of that unless you're an access gym too, right? I know some of the gym owners watching this are, they have an access membership, which is great. So that's like your lowest tier.
Yeah.
If you're a studio and they're coming in and they're working with a coach or a trainer every time, I think really keeping it to 2 options, makes a lot of sense, at least on the menu, right? In terms of like what you're actively prescribing. If for some reason they can't get started on like a 3 times a week or a transformation, and you need to drop sell to a 2 times a week, do it. But there's not too much value in a 1 time a week option. Again, there's going to be some one-offs. Feel free to accommodate for those
sell
one-offs.
a class pack at that point, right?
Sell a class pack or something. Yeah.
And you bring up a good point. Is like, there's with sales, there's more than one way to do anything, right? There's more than one way to be a marketer. There's more than one way to be a salesperson.
Yep.
or individual. There's also more than one ways to present your pricing, right? So
Yep.
I've heard show them one thing, right?
Yep.
I've heard show them multiple things. Decoy effect that we talk a lot about.
Sure. Yeah.
What are your thoughts around that? Like, what would you recommend to studio owners based on the success that you've had in the studios that you've worked with?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends at the end of the day. So, I totally agree. There's a lot of different ways to sell and market. At the end of the day, it depends on what type of studio you are. I think that's a good place to start. So, are you class-based? Are you a personal training studio? Are you a gym that has access, plus you're doing classes and personal training? From there, what kind of staff do you have? And how's your do you have a good sales system?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, strictly recommending an option without showing multiple options could be the best way to do it. With somebody who's really good at selling,
Yeah.
right? Give them the flexibility, the freedom to prescribe what that person needs and then downsell appropriately
Yeah.
as needed. Decoy effect is great. I think the decoy effect works really well for an average manager, right? Because it really highlights that option that they should buy.
Makes it a no-brainer.
Makes it a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Makes it easy. But at the end of the day, I think whatever you're doing, keep your options simple. No more than 3, and make sure you have a sales system in place. I think that's the biggest thing. When you're talking about selling these high-priced memberships, right? Like if you're going to sell a transformation program, for example, that's maybe $450 a month. It requires a $500 down payment. You want to make sure that you have a thorough sales process where you're actually able to build value and uncover, what that person truly wants to accomplish in order to position a $5,400 program, right?
Yeah. So you talked a lot about already, stacking that value on top of whatever the most expensive package is, right? So that you can increase the value that they would get out of that. Let's talk a little bit about positioning it, specifically leveraging numbers and data when positioning in the sales process a certain type of membership. What would you recommend?
Yeah, so for example, something that I used to do in a studio where we had access and we had coaching is we would actually share with the member that 33% of members who signed up for just our access membership would never ever show up to the gym at all. So at that point, they're literally, just paying us, but not getting any value, of course, because they weren't coming in. So what that does is it really elicits and highlights the value of the coaching program of like, well, why is that? Why do 33% of members not show up? Well, because it's a really passive service.
Yes.
Right? It's like Netflix.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't watch Netflix for months, but they don't cancel their account because it's $10, right? So it's cheaper. Now with coaching, of course, if I'm talking to that prospect, I'm talking about the opposite. Hey, you're going to be more invested in this program, right? I know money is important to you, and you're more likely to show up, right? Just based on this investment alone at $200 a month, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Additionally, you're going to be held accountable. So we're going to schedule you to come into the gym at times that are generally convenient for you, right? When you're here, you're not going to have to think about it. There's going to be a coach walking through the workout from start to finish. And then in addition to that, there's community too. There's real community, right? With just a gym membership, I mean, it's up to you to create that community, right? Depending on if you're going to show up or not on your own. So those are some things, when you're at point of sale, when you're kind of breaking things down with the member, it's really transparent, it's really direct.
Yeah.
And from what I've learned is our consumers, our potential members, really appreciate transparency and honesty.
Absolutely.
And that's what that is.
Absolutely. It's putting in the best program that's going to be deliver the most success for them, right? The most amount of results, the better results for them, and leveraging data, right, to position that within your sales process is a huge opportunity to get more people into that program. We might say, hey, 33% of the people that are in this program don't even show up.
Right.
Here's why.
Yep.
I just want to be fully transparent with you. But I'll tell you what, 98% of the people in this program, our best performing program, they show up, and here's why.
Yep.
To your point, like they appreciate that transparency because at the end of the day, if they're going to make the investment in themselves, they're going to make the investment in themselves.
That's right.
Right? So, great points.
Additionally, some levers that you can have at point of sale to ultimately sell, your most expensive membership option. And truly, when I'm saying this, obviously, given that they need the program, right? So if you've got someone in front of you, if you're in front of me, right, and we're talking about the different membership programs, and let's just say we've got a transformation program and a coaching program, and really the difference between the transformation is you get nutrition help, and you get like a real solid like one-on-one accountability coach. And you get like progress pictures every 30 days, right? There's like way more value, and maybe it's double the price the transformation program is. Coaching, you're getting an unlimited membership, so getting unlimited classes, for example. All right. One thing that I could do then, if I know that you need the transformation program, so when I say you need it, let's say you got a big weight loss goal, you're currently struggling with nutrition, and you've never really had accountability, which has been key to not being successful at this point, unfortunately, right? Well, now your budget doesn't align though with the transformation program, right? I mean, you have the money on your credit card, but you're telling me, hey man, you know, I came in here not even expecting to spend $200 a month. So I'm like, okay, cool. Hey Patrick, totally understand, man. Let's get you started on the coaching program today. But here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna toss in your first month is gonna be our transformation program at the coaching membership cost, okay? I wanna do that for you because I know you need that program in order to be successful. So I wanna make that happen for you today. Is that cool, man, if I comp that first month of transformation? So now you're starting out with transformation, but it's at your budget. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow up with you, 14 days in and 30 days in to that transformation program to talk about continuing in transformation, because I'm betting on the fulfillment of the service, that it's gonna be so good that member is gonna see the value and continue it. So that's another lever, when we're thinking about ultimately getting more members on our highest tiered program. And additionally, one thing that we haven't touched on yet is we're increasing our dollar per member value. Increasing our dollar per member value overall is gonna increase our revenue and give us the flexibility to where we've generated now more revenue with less members, which now we can service those existing members much better, right? Because the revenue to member ratio, the bigger it is, the better service we can deliver and the more flexibility we have within our business.
Absolutely.
So there's some big benefits to selling your highest tier membership.
Yeah, no, great points. We touched on some great points today, shared some awesome tips. If you want to jump on the phone with us, learn more how we can help your business, specifically jump on the phone with Jonathan, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Jump on a free strategy call with us. We'll share some more stuff because we can keep going on this, quite frankly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is the big one, game changer. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one.